Annuals provide a tremendous range of color and plant diversity for your garden. Most people run to their local garden center each year to buy individual plants or pallets of annuals. While there's nothing wrong with this, it can quickly get expensive, and your selection is limited only to a small slice of what's truly possible. With just a little planning, minimal equipment, and some patience, it's possible to grow your own annuals from seed. Not only will this save you money, but you will also be able to introduce a lot more diversity into your garden landscape. In this video, I'll show you how we grow 3 of the most common annuals from seed for our own garden. The supplies you need include some plastic trays full of potting or garden soil, plastic wrap for covering the trays during germination, seeds, which you can buy from a broad range of online retailers or your local garden center, and finally some small plant cell containers for transplanting your young seedlings into individual growing compartments. You'll also need a very good source of consistent light. While you could try this on a windowsill or sunroom, I'd strongly recommend investing in some grow lights. Many inexpensive varieties are available online, and those composed of an array of LEDs use little electricity and don't generate much heat. I'd also strongly recommend getting some germination heating pads. Annual seeds germinate best at temperatures in the high 70s Fahrenheit, and this is likely a bit warmer than wherever you're planning on starting your seedlings. We grow seedlings in our basement and use a set of heating pads connected to this temperature controller. The controller ensures the pads maintain a consistent soil temperature as measured by a small thermometer placed in the soil. With our equipment in place, let's get growing. Marigolds are one of the easiest annuals you can grow at home from seed. They add vibrant yellows and oranges to the garden and are also popular for use in vegetable gardens as they're said to deter certain types of pests. The seeds are large and easy to work with, and the young marigold plants are robust. If you're running short on heating pads, marigolds will usually germinate just fine if the space is at room temperature or warmer, or about 68 Fahrenheit or warmer. Save your heating pads for the impatiens and begonias, which we'll discuss next. You just need to put the seeds into individual cells filled with soil, keep it watered and under light, and that's about it. I usually start marigolds about 5 weeks before the last frost. You can safely transplant marigolds outside after the last frost in your area, and they'll really start to take off once the weather warms up. Begonias and impatiens are 2 of the most popular annuals, especially in the Northeast United States. Both of these plants have a reputation as being very difficult to start from seed. However, with a bit of due diligence and patience, you shouldn't have too much trouble. There are 3 key things that you must get right to have success with your begonia and impatiens seedlings. Specifically, the seeds need light to germinate along with warm, moist conditions. After all, these are tropical plants, and thus you need to recreate tropical light conditions to keep the seedlings happy. Begonia and impatiens seeds are also much smaller than the marigold seeds, and thus it's usually easiest to first generously sprinkle the seeds on a larger tray, and then carefully pick out germinated seedlings for transplanting into individual cells. To create warm tropical conditions, generously scatter seeds across the surface of warm, moist potting soil. The tray of soil is then covered with plastic wrap and placed onto a heated pad to keep the soil around 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Some people treat their soil to avoid fungus developing. However, I've found that things are generally okay as long as you don't keep the plastic wrap on much longer than about a week after the seedlings germinate. Once your new seedlings are a few millimeters across, transfer them to individual cells or small pots. From there, it's just a matter of keeping them well watered under strong lights until you can transplant them outside. Both impatiens and begonias can be a bit slow to grow, especially at first. So I usually start them inside about 10 to 12 weeks before my last frost, so I can transplant large, healthy plants out into the garden once the weather is warmer. And that's basically it. A small pack of seeds for most annuals shouldn't set you back more than a few dollars, and that single pack of seeds can transform into plants that are easily worth $50 or more at the garden center. Give it a go, And with a bit of luck, you'll have overflowing, lush beds of annuals filling your garden with vibrant color. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to be notified of new content on gardening, cooking, and other projects around the home. See you next time!